Hi, I'm Jamie, and I just wanted to post a video about bipolar disorder. I myself suffer from bipolar 1. There are 4 types of bipolar. The first one is, of course, bipolar 1, and it is the most severe form of the bipolar disorders there is. You suffer from severe episodes of hypomania and depression, and you also suffer from psychotic episodes from where you hear voices that nobody else can hear, or you see things that aren't really there. Bipolar 2 is more of a mild form of bipolar. You have very mild episodes of the hypomania and the depression. The third one is psychotherapeutic. I think that's how you say it, I'm not sure. You have brief periods, like a day or two of your hypomania and depression. And then the fourth one is rapid cycling. You go through 4 more mood episodes within a year. Now, like I said, I suffer from the bipolar 1 disorder, and I also have other co-occurring disorders that come along with bipolar 1. With bipolar 1, there are certain co-occurring disorders, and that just means disorders that are more likely to form with bipolar. Like the co-occurring disorders I have borderline personality disorder. That does not mean, though, that I have different personalities. It means I see black and white only. It's either going to be this way or it's going to be that way. I don't see any gray or in between. Also, another co-occurring disorder with bipolar is substance abuse and anxiety. And I, again, suffer from all 3 of those. Bipolar 1 and bipolar 2 are quite a lot alike. You have a lot of the same symptoms. And for me, the symptoms I suffer from are divisions of grandeur, where one day I just automatically think I can do anything and everything. And for me, it's a sign of that I can tell that I'm going into my hypomania stage. So it's a very distinguished symptom for me, and a very important one that I have to watch. Also, some of the other symptoms that I suffer from are racing thoughts, self-mutilation, substance abuse, insomnia, and psychotic episodes. For example, the hearing voices and seeing things that aren't really there. I have been suffering from bipolar 1 since I was 15, and I am now 20 years old. And it is something that I've had to constantly be on top of. And there are a lot of times that I have not been on top of it because I got tired and I just gave up. And that's when the self-mutilation and the substance abuse played a really, really big part of everything. And today, I no longer self-mutilate, and I no longer abuse drugs or alcohol. I am constantly on top of my medication, because for me that plays a major part in being able to stay level and for me not to go backwards. Throughout everything, I've had a lot of med adjustments, because as you suffer from any mental disorder as a adolescent or a child, you will constantly have to have your medication readjusted every so often, because your brain is constantly changing and so is your body. So you have to continuously get your medication adjusted to help with everything, because if you don't stay on top of it, it really, really can mess with you. I'm just going to start off with when my disorder got really bad. And my disorder got extremely bad when I was 17. I got into drugs big time. I had met a boy and just completely stopped caring about myself and about my mental health and just about all of that. I had followed him to Mexico and had seen and been put through a lot of things that progressively in the long run made my disorder a lot worse than what it ever was. And when I came back, I went to a residential mental facility for teenagers. I was there for about 5 months. I was then discharged and sent home. There for a little bit, I did really, really good, and then I stopped trying. I soon enough went backwards, found my way back into drugs and alcohol, and soon found myself overdosed off meth and alcohol. I woke up in a hospital 3 days later on life support. After my stay in the hospital to relearn the things that I had to relearn how to tie my shoes, how to open doors, turn water faucets on. I had to relearn a lot of things. And after, I progressively got better, I was then moved to a mental hospital where they worked on my medication, adjusted it, got me back on everything I needed to be on, and gave me a PRN and a PRN is just as needed. It's like, I had it for anxiety, so if I was to have a freak out moment, that would be my go-to medicine to help me calm down and help me think rationally. And then after that, I was then transferred to a drug rehab facility where I worked on my mental health and my substance abuse problems. I was released July 3rd of 2013, or 2012, I'm sorry. And came home, got involved in AA, and was in therapy, and was just constantly working on my mental health and my substance abuse problems so I could stay on top of everything and so I could live a better life for myself. And today I can say I am happy. I am moving my life forward, and I am so thankful for having this disorder, because I don't know that without it I would be the person I am today and have the people in my life I have today. There's just so much that comes with this. There's so many pros and cons to this disorder. And it's not just you work at it when, you have an episode. I have to work on it from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep.